Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever wanted to add a truly intelligent, professional chatbot to your website? Not just a simple FAQ bot, but one that deeply understands your content, speaks multiple languages, remembers the conversation, and can even help users navigate your site. In this video, I'll walk you through the entire process of setting up this sophisticated, bilingual AI chatbot using a GitHub repository. By the end, you'll understand the concept and the details of this chatbot so that you can adapt to your own projects. First, let's take a look at what the final product can do. Here it is running on my website. It has a clean UI, and as you can see, it knows the language of the page. When we start our very first chat, the bot welcomes us and offers some questions we can start off with. In certain cases, the bot decides to provide an interactive link to the particular section of the web page. We can formulate our question very simply, especially if the conversation is narrowed down to a certain topic. Another link popped up. When a link clicked takes us to the section or the project the bot is referring to. The bot remembers that we visited the link. Since we changed the subject, the bot now refers to a completely different section of the web page. Mentioning the concrete project provides us with a short description and the link to get more details about it. Asking about contacts, the bot knows we have two separate departments with separate contact details. The bot is completely bilingual, so we can change the language anytime to entertain a Hungarian conversation. The conversations in the two languages are completely separated, like it was two chatbots with their own respective memories. The bot behavior is the same otherwise. With the new chat button, we can start the conversation over from blank, as we have never talked to the bot ever. Pretty cool, right? This is a production-ready retrieval augmented generation chatbot. So how does it all work? Let's dive in. This simple diagram shows the gist of how the chatbot is structured. A very important key concept behind this chatbot is an architecture that separates the public parts from the private parts. The front end is the chat window itself. It's just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that runs in the user's browser. Its only job is to display messages and send the user's query to our backend. The backend is where the real work happens. We're using Vercel's serverless functions to run a private Node.js script. This is critical for two reasons: security and capability. Our secret Google AI API key is stored safely on the server, and our proprietary knowledge base is protected. The user's browser never sees them. When a query comes in, our backend retrieves the most relevant information from its knowledge base, combines it with the user's question and our persona rules, and sends it all to the LLM, in our case to Google Gemini. Gemini generates the intelligent answer, which our backend then sends back to the user. The bot is completely aware of the conversation history in the process. That's the big picture. Now, let's see the one query and response in detail. This diagram illustrates the bilingual chatbot system and steps to process a Hungarian user query, providing a Hungarian response at the end. In the initial setup phase, the knowledge base is created. A knowledge base file is created locally containing the English knowledge base that will serve as the source of information for the chatbot. I created the markdown file by just simply scraping my entire website and refined the data to optimize it for accurate and efficient AI-driven vector search. The indexer script processes this knowledge file and converts it into a searchable format, then creates a vector database that stores the knowledge in a format optimized for semantic search. The processed vector database is then uploaded to Vercel's secure backend infrastructure for production use. We have the following production system components: a front-end infrastructure. The main web server hosts the primary web infrastructure. The main website is the public-facing website that users interact with. The user's browser is where users access the chatbot interface, a backend infrastructure. The secure backend houses the core processing components, including the API coordinator and vector database. For the large language model, Gemini is used for natural language processing and response generation. Let's see the process step by step. In the first step, the main web server delivers the website files to the user's browser, including the chatbot interface and necessary JavaScript files. The chatbot loader file creates and initializes the chatbot UI within the user's browser, providing the interface for interaction. This file follows the language change and dynamic link handling too. The user types their Hungarian query into the chatbot interface. The system is specifically designed to handle bilingual interactions. The chatbot UI sends a fetch request to the secure backend on Vercel, transmitting the user's Hungarian query for processing. The chat coordinator receives the request and begins processing by simplifying the Hungarian query to make it more suitable for database searching. The system returns English keywords extracted and translated from the original Hungarian query, enabling effective search of the English knowledge base. Using the English keywords, the system searches the vector database to find relevant information that matches the user's query intent. The vector database returns relevant English context and information related to the user's query, providing the knowledge base content needed for response generation. The coordinator sends a comprehensive prompt to the LLM API containing the original Hungarian query, the retrieved English context, processing rules for generating an appropriate response, and the conversation history. The Gemini LLM processes all the provided information and generates a final Hungarian answer that addresses the user's original query. The system sends the final response back to the chatbot UI, potentially adding navigation buttons if applicable to enhance user experience. The chatbot UI displays the Hungarian answer to the user, completing the full query response cycle. After understanding the architecture in detail, let's see how to set up the chatbot. To get started, there are a few things you'll need first: a GitHub account, a Vercel account with Node.js version 18 or higher, Google AI API key, and a working web page. First, head over to the GitHub repository for this project. The link is in the description. Copy the URL and clone it to your local machine using your favorite terminal. Install the necessary libraries by running the npm install command in your project folder. In the project folder, create a new file named .env. This file is for your secret keys and is already listed in the gitignore file, so it will never be uploaded to GitHub. Find the knowledge base file. This is the heart of your chatbot's brain. This is the markdown file where all the information is stored. You'll want to delete the existing content and replace it with your own data. For the best results, use the Q&A format and keep the text clear and factual. Now we need to convert our text-based knowledge base into a vector database that the AI can search. We do this by running the indexer.js script. The script reads your knowledge base, splits it into chunks, and uses the Gemini embedding model to create the final JSON file inside the API folder. You only need to do this when you update your knowledge base. With our project ready, it's time to deploy. Push your project to your own GitHub repository. Then, in your Vercel dashboard, click Add New Project and import that repository. Vercel will handle the setup automatically. Ensure that Node.js version 18 or higher is installed on Vercel. In your new Vercel project settings, go to the Environment Variables tab. You need to add the same secret key we put in our .env file. This ensures the live server can authenticate with Google. Vercel will build and deploy your project. Once it's done, Copy the domain name of your Vercel app to the Chatbot loader.js file on your web server. Your chatbot is up and running, but it's still set up for my site. Let's go over the main files you'll need to update to make it truly yours. First, the dynamic link creation and handling will likely need to be adapted to fit your specific use case. In the chat.js file, you'll find two key objects at the top: translations and menu structure. These power the interactive navigation links. For more details on my menu system, refer to the indexes.js script. Next, the language handling should also be customized to your needs. You can find more information about my implementation in the language switcher.js script. Finally, you can edit the personal rules constant within the main handler function. This is where you can define the chatbot's personality and how it responds to specific types of questions. And there you have it. A complete production-ready bilingual AI chatbot, fully integrated with your website. We've covered the RAG architecture, the step-by-step setup, and exactly how to adapt it to your own projects. The power of this system is its flexibility. You can update the knowledge base at any time, tweak the persona in the prompts, and expand it with even more features. All the code is linked in the description below. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and I'll do my best to help. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.